This is my first installment in my series of tips for freelance writers or aspiring freelance writers. There are two questions I most commonly get as a freelance writer, and the first of all is the obvious, is what kind of cream rinse do I use? And the answer is I don't use one. As I've gotten old, my hair has gotten kind of wispy and thin, and it doesn't tangle anymore. The second question, just as important, is how does one survive in a world in which expenses keep rising, but article fees and book advances keep dropping? And I made a study, and I found that the bulk of my expenses were for travel, for airfare and for hotels. And I have eliminated both of them, and I did so simply by buying this boat. You don't need this big a boat, but I wouldn't skimp. This is 108 feet long, and we have a crew of 6. But you need some space as a freelance writer. For example, on every assignment, I take a notebook, and sometimes 2. I take a pen and a backup, and if I'm feeling ambitious, a highlighter is a good idea. In addition, this voice recorder. So you need some room, and why stuff that into the overhead bins in an aircraft? The other advantage is that I am a science writer, and scientists like to be interviewed on boats. So we just came back down the Hudson from Albany, where I interviewed a number of scientists from SUNY at Albany, and I just invited them on the boat. And the chef made them a nice meal, and I interviewed them there. And I can go up and down the East Coast. I can even go through the Panama Canal and boat to SADS. That's why you want a big one. And then visit all the University of California campuses. Santa Barbara, for example, has a beautiful marina, and I highly recommend it. I know some of you out there are teenagers in high school. You're probably considering going to some fancy, expensive journalism school. And that's what I did, and it was a waste of time and a waste of money. Because not once in my 4 years there with these supposedly esteemed journalistic professors did they ever once mention buying a boat. And if you think of it, greatest American writers, Hemingway, Mark Twain, Herman Melville, they all had boats. So tune in next time, look at the site, keep your eye on the site, and there'll be continuing tips for freelancers. Bye.
Side, lots of room.